Amber Heard broke down in tears on the witness stand as her court case with Johnny Depp reaches its final days. Depp is suing his ex-wife for libel for £40 million for an opinion piece that she wrote claiming to be an abuse victim. She's counter-suing Depp for double the amount. Heard was emotional when she returned to the stand today.
I am harassed, humiliated, threatened every single day. People want to kill me, and they tell me so every day. My hands shake. I wake up screaming. I have to live with the trauma and the damage done to me from what I've survived. I'm not sitting in this courtroom snickering. I'm not sitting in this courtroom laughing, smiling, and making snide jokes. I'm not. This is horrible. This is painful. And this is humiliating for any human being to go through.
Amber Heard also said the trial felt as if she was reliving the abuse that she says she suffered during their relationship.
Johnny promised me he would ruin me, that he'd ruin my career, he'd take my life from me. Death was the only way out, and if I got out, this is what he'd do to me. He'd make me think of him every single day. He promised me global humiliation. Like what I'm living in right now, what you see in this courtroom is an echo. This courtroom and the other courtroom he dragged me into to do the same thing again. That's just an echo of the violence and the abuse that I suffered within our relationship. The campaigns to have me fired, the blocking me to try to ruin my career, the threats he's made to humiliate me globally are being lived out in real time in front of you, ladies and gentlemen, for the past 6 weeks and for the whole world since our camera's here.
Well, Sharon, another shocking day in court. I don't know whether you felt that was spontaneous or a speech that she'd learned in advance and had somebody write for her. I don't know what you felt about it.
I'm terrible and an awful person, but I think it was rehearsed. And she says, you know, ruined her career, but she ruined Johnny's career too. So they're both in the same position. And as far as her saying that she's had threats and, you know, wanting to be killed and put in a microwave and all these things, well, those are nutters that are out there that go at everybody. They went at me when I got fired and accused of something I wasn't. And we all get that, love. It's like comes with the territory. But, you know, I do feel bad for her. I do. I feel bad for him also. And it's just such an ugly, ugly court case. I mean, it really is.
A couple of obnoxious people behaving in an absolutely barbaric and hideous way, a toxically revolting relationship that none of us can ignore. Isn't that what's going on?
So interesting having these two huge trials. We've had the Agatha Christie trial here. We've got the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp. And Agatha Christie, there was something funny about that. This is a very different beast. There's something very dark and I'd say grotesque about this case. I think nobody is watching this with a huge amount of joy. I think both of them were clearly in an incredibly destructive, damaging, toxic relationship. Both of them clearly rubbed each other up the wrong way and had this very, very almost sort of emotionally violent, obviously physically violent as well. What I do think, though, is I think she has been treated quite badly. I think even just watching him laughing at her in court, and I think the treatment that she has got will confirm in the mind of a lot of women. If I come forward and say that I've been beaten up by a man or raped by a man, this is the sort of treatment I'm going to get.
I was really touched, actually, by what Mel B said on this show some weeks ago, and she said that what amazed her as a victim and somebody who's spoken is that this has become a circus, and this circus could have a negative impact on other victims coming forward. But she did make a point, Aisha, which I think is very relevant. Both parties have to agree for that to be on television. So if Amber Heard, if we're being completely honest, did not want this public situation, her lawyers could have said no to cameras in the court. It's not one person can decide. Both of those people, and I'm absolutely with you, I think I keep saying it, they spent longer arguing than they did being married together. I think it was toxic. I think they are both as bad as each other,
Can I just make the one thing point on the record? he did lose his case in this country. So, you know, there is a, you know, a legal proof, you know, has been set that he has done some really, really
answer
terrible
what I just
things.
said. She had to agree to those cameras being in.
I don't think that's the material issue here, Jeremy. I don't think whether cameras were let in.
No, but to make it that circus.
It made it into
But
a
I
circus.
don't you think, Mike, Sharon Osbourne, do you
that's the
not think
issue.
that there's something deeply delusional about both parties here?
Well, do you know what's
Just as there
interesting?
was at Wagatha Christie,
Yeah.
because most people watched it and thought, why is Colleen Rooney doing this? You know, why is Rebecca Vardy doing this? Both of them are coming out so badly, and this is so much worse.
Well, that's right. Well, it's on court
What's
TV.
going on
It's on
here?
court TV in America, which started when I lived there, and it was fascinating to watch court cases. And this is like court case on turbocharged, you know, to the max. And you just watch these celebrities, right? But you get the other thing that I first time I saw Amber Heard on the stand, I was really convinced by her. And now watching it today, I'm not sure that I am anymore. And I don't really think she does wake up every morning screaming.
There does seem something glib and rehearsed about. Looks like a speech from LA Law.
But guys, we're into the realm
doesn't
of what is a perfect, what's the, you know, the good victim versus the victim that we don't like to see.
But every day she goes into court looking like something from The Sound of Music. Today she's not, because she's got her hair down, but she's
It doesn't
got this
matter what
false
somebody looks
look.
like, they can still be a
But she's-
victim of
right,
violence
I agree with you,
and all
but
of that
she's
stuff.
acting, she dresses the part.
But he sits there laughing in court.
Oh, he
Anyways,
doesn't act, he's not.
I think they're as bad as each
I
other.
think we're all victims
Do
of
you
it.
agree with that? Do you think they're as bad?
No, I don't quite. I think they're both terrible. I remember he has lost a case in this country. But guys, I'm sure we'll be debating
Yep,
this
we will.
again.